Hi, Internet. Today we are continuing our conversation on all things menopause. Today we are going to talk about vaginal dryness. There is probably nothing much more less unsexy or uncomfortable than vaginal dryness. And when it becomes chronic, as in you feel it all the time, every day, and not just in intimate situations, it is distressing. It is, when you stand up and you feel like you have sandpaper between your thighs, or you go to the bathroom and you wipe yourself and it hurts because it, again, feels like you're roughed up. And when you think about, you don't even want to think about being in an intimate sexual situation. Um, so we kind of joke about it and then we assume that it is something that we have to live with, and we just give up. So I guess today the conversation is about there are alternatives. There are lots and lots of alternatives for you. First of all, if you are on medication for things like anxiety, depression, any medication that basically says side effect dry mouth, it will exacerbate what is going on in your vaginal area because it is the same mucosal structure. I'm not saying get off your meds, but just be aware of it. So you will need to probably give your vaginal area a lot more tender loving care if you are on these medications. There are things, if you are thinking about HRT, traditional HRT, hormone replacement therapy, you can have a vaginal ring which is estrogen based. And it's an E string and it goes into your vagina near your cervix and you replace it every 3 months. That can, because it is estrogen based, that can alleviate some of the symptoms. You can also, this day and age of alternative care, you can have access to all sorts of suppositories that are naturally made. You can even have some that are CBD based. You can have them coconut based, different oil bases. So experiment and find out what works for you. KY also produces a vaginal pearl that dissolves and it provides that lubrication. So for some people, if you don't have access to more alternative stuff, you can probably go to your drugstore and get KY vaginal suppositories. Another thing you can also do is herbal medication. I use a lot of schizandra berries in my menopause blends, and for anybody who is kind of perimenopausal and complain about this. The thing I really love about schizandra berries is that the way it was described was in Chinese medicine, it's described as replenishment of sexual fluids, so for male and female. So for females, it is vaginal lubrication, and for men, it is a seminal fluid. So very, very cool. They discovered this thousands of years ago, and while you just need to find the best balance for you, you can have a cup of tea a day, or you can find a tincture. I personally don't like the taste of it because it's way too tart. But if you go to Russia or China, a lot of people in the colder areas will use this as a daily drink. And so there is alternatives. When it comes to sexual wellness and sexual comfort when you have vaginal dryness, I highly recommend silicone lubricants, and try a few. You can actually buy them in little sample packs. You can buy them in mini bottles. Try them. Find out what works for you, what viscosity works for you, and what sits nicely with you, because you can have a reaction to something foreign being inserted into your vaginal canal. So, but do try it. There was a period in time where, for me, using a personal lubricant throughout the day was actually really helpful and alleviated a lot of these symptoms. So don't just think that it is something that you use for one situation. It can be very versatile. The only warning I will give about silicone lubricants is that it will break down any of your sex toys if it says do not mix with a silicone lubricant. So keep an eye on that, but it's no big deal. So know that there is options up there. Don't suffer alone. Don't suffer in pain. Don't suffer in silence. Reach out and we'll find something for you if you need it. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.